gave you initial information this morning. I want to follow up on some of that. I'll just run through a general synopsis of what took place this morning. I'll give you some more information that you didn't have, and then we will release the name of the suspect and his charges at this point. This morning at about 6:18, Greene County Sheriff's deputies were involved in patrolling South Canton Avenue at Farm Road 146 when they spotted a suspicious vehicle. They attempted to stop the vehicle. The vehicle fled, threw out several items, including purses, burglary tools, several different things that we did end up recovering today. The vehicle was a black Pontiac G6. It fled for quite some time, reaching a top speed around 90 miles an hour at one point. The vehicle went towards Republic PD got involved, Springfield Police Department got involved. All agencies utilized spike strip to immobilize the vehicle, taking out 3 tires total during the pursuit. At one point, the vehicle traveled on Sunshine and then south on Scenic. When it was on Scenic, the vehicle was becoming disabled. The vehicle then stopped on the overpass of James River Expressway. The male white suspect exited the vehicle, ran up to another vehicle that was heading northbound, driven by a 47-year-old male, and the suspect opened the door on the victim's vehicle and shot him. When that took place, the victim ran for safety out of the vehicle. There was 2 deputies that immediately ran up. As this was going on, this took place in about 3 to 4 seconds. 2 deputies returned fire into the vehicle. Multiple gunshots. The suspect took cover in the vehicle, was struck only one time by a bullet fired by a deputy. The suspect was then taken into custody, transported to a local hospital. The victim also was rendered first aid on scene by one of the deputies, and then transported immediately to a local hospital where he is in stable condition with a gunshot wound. A female passenger was also in the vehicle. Who was a suspect in multiple crimes that we're investigating. She did not sustain any injuries, but she is in the Greene County Jail. We took a suspect into custody, and his name is David Jr. Cox, and he is 53 years old, white male. He is also wanted out of the state of Kansas for kidnapping, aggravated robbery, and burglary. We believe these 2 suspects have committed multiple crimes in multiple counties, some ranging from armed robbery, possibly home invasions where people are held at gunpoint and their items are stolen. We believe these have taken place in Missouri and the state of Kansas. At this time, we have Mr. Cox charged with armed criminal action, first-degree assault with no bond. And at this time, I'll take some questions. Yes.
What's the condition of Mr. Cox?
The condition is he was released from the hospital and he's in the Greene County Jail.
And the victim, you say stable?
The victim is stable in a local hospital. At this point, there is not life-threatening injuries. I spoke to him myself. He's talking, alert, in some pain, obviously, but their hospital is taking care of him and expect a full recovery based on the information we have.
You mentioned they've been involved in several cases. Is this a couple you've been following and You just caught up with them today?
Not specifically our department, but multiple jurisdictions. We had received information prior to the pursuit of a vehicle matching that, along with the suspect's description, involved in a brandishing a firearm here in the city of Springfield. So Springfield Police Department will be investigating that case and possibly submitting charges to the prosecuting attorney on it.
Do you know any more details about where that incident in Springfield happened or what time?
Be something Springfield could release to you. It's still under investigation, but it did happen early hours at this point.
Could they be behind any other in this area, any other crimes in this area?
Most definitely. We know a multitude of burglaries. We don't know the extent of it, though we know it's quite extensive. We'll be tracking information back and weapons that we recovered back to where they were stolen, and working with multiple jurisdictions, including Kansas, and seeing what all is involved there and see if we can assist in their investigation.
How many weapons were in the vehicle and was that vehicle stolen?
Well, I can't comment specifically on what we recovered. However, the vehicle was stolen at one point. We're unsure if it is still reported stolen. There was 2 different license plates on the vehicle. It did not belong to it. The vehicle was also spray painted flat black, was originally silver. So obviously they were trying to disguise the vehicle for some reason.
So you said there's suspects in burglaries, car break-ins, as well as any other, you said, you believe earlier this may have stopped a crime spree of some sort. Can you talk a little bit more about, what may have been stops or what kind of...
Well, we have good information that they were involved in a home invasion and robbery, and that's where they went in and held someone at gunpoint and stole their items. With the way it seems this couple was progressing in the violence that the deputies witnessed firsthand by an innocent bystander, just happened to be driving on a vehicle and he goes up and shoots him. I believe it was their crime spree was progressing, and we're thankful that we were able to bring it to a stop.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the ongoing effort you guys have had with the electronic signs in relation to crimes like this?
You bet. We have really been stepping up our proactive patrols, looking for people that are breaking into cars. This happened to be a couple that was breaking into cars, even though there was much larger crimes that they were involved in. So we've been trying to put the word out by not only getting it out in the media, but doing the roadside signs to alert people to kind of be aware of what's going on and report suspicious activity. In this case, the deputy that was patrolling the neighborhood seen a suspicious vehicle with its lights out in a neighborhood and attempted to stop it, and they took off.
Are there any charges against the woman at this time?
There are charges pending on the female at this time. She's just not charged.
All right.
Also want to comment a little bit about the proactive investigation that we have with the sheriff's critical incident team. I spoke with you all about a month ago about doing that. We implemented that today. We teamed up with sheriffs from Lawrence and Webster County. They sent deputies along with the sheriffs, came up, and we worked this scene together. It was our first case doing these together, and we feel that it's been successful, and we'll be doing a review on that whole process. But just so everyone knows that Webster, Lawrence County, and Greene County in combination investigated this case, and we'll be presenting the charges and the full investigation. The investigation is not concluded until we get everything kind of wrapped up, which will take us probably a couple of weeks before that's all done. At this point, also, I'll comment on the deputies that were involved in the shooting. They are on administrative leave, which is customary by policy. The Professional Standards Division will be following up, reviewing all the policies, procedures that took place, and then presenting that report to me. So at this point, they're on administrative leave.
How many deputies is that?
2.
Neither of them were injured.
Neither of them were injured.
Anything the public should keep in mind when they, when they see the story tonight?
You know, the big thing, and that's the information I try to get out via the road signs and everything else, is be aware of what's going on around you. And, we talk about being there to protect people. And here's a perfect example. There was 3 deputies right there that there was no way that they've been able to prevent the shooting of this innocent victim. When you have someone determined to do something and they're going to do it, and they actually have a past history of it, they're going to do it. And people need to be aware. I don't know what could have done to prevent it, but it's a very unfortunate deal. But we also need to show the public that this can happen to anybody, and that just to be aware of your surroundings and just be alert.
I was wondering, Sheriff, while we're here, is it stabbing that we heard about today something your office is involved in? Or is it stabbing in town today? No?
No.
Okay. I just had a little bit on it, thought I'd ask.
What was the specific reason that the pursuit was initiated to begin with?
Well, initiated, keep in mind there's several factors, but the initiation was the vehicle in a neighborhood where it doesn't belong, with its headlights out driving. Then after trying to initiate the stop, that's when property started going out the door. So we know that a felony was committed. The driving was very erratic also, and then we also had the bulletin of the gun. Inside the city of Springfield, that bulletin was put out. So we knew that we had somebody serious that needed to be stopped. Anybody else? Another question? Captain, did I leave anything out that you think of? Okay. Yeah, the scene on the bridge is released now. It just took place. We cleaned it up, and we should be out of there. Let me look here, make sure I've got everything. We'll give you some booking photos that you can put out there. And as I said, the first degree assault and armed criminal action with no bond is the charge on this suspect. And then more charges to follow. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.